let's open it up to questions now. He answered my first one, which was, what 3 or 4 things would you want to do? And that was mine. But let's ask some questions. I've got plenty. But...
Can I just say the 4th thing? Because the 4th important thing is that your internal site links have decent anchor text to them. And the thing that really gets me screaming is sites which have a link back to the homepage with the anchor text of homepage and no alternative to that. Kez is looking worried because her new site has that, but it has a logo which is clickable with alt text saying, yeah. But that's important, and it's particularly important with big sites.
Grantham, Paul.
Yes.
Well, I'm slightly concerned about one of my sites.
Are you?
Yeah. It's a dominant, no, it's not that one. It's a database-driven site, so it's got potentially thousands of pages, but they only exist on 3 pages.
Yes.
Physical pages that the data's obviously being pulled into.
Yeah.
So there's only so much you can do with a
Can you pull any
page names.
Can you pull any of your database fields into the page title to give them some uniqueness?
Probably.
Yeah, that's normally the answer. You have to. This is where I say with big sites,
So
yeah.
dynamically generated page title
As well as the content. Yeah, and that way, and get the dynamic bit as close to the start of the title as you can, so they seem more varied than they are.
Very logical, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we had a holiday site where they were doing villas. You know, and you'd put villas in, and then the country from the database, and then the villa name, and then number of bedrooms, which would change in, and then the town, and you got quite a reasonably unique title out of the resources you already got.
Next.
Okay. One.
What's your view on links from directories and from social bookmarking sites?
What's my view on links from directories and social bookmarking sites? I'm reasonably keen on links from directories. It's one thing that Google have publicly come out and said that they think is a reasonable approach to SEO. So long as you make sure that they're so long as the page is relevant, that's what you're looking at with a directory, because obviously they cover everything. But if you're an SEO company, make sure you're on the internet marketing or the website promotion page or the SEO page, not on the wrong page. Make sure the directory is SEO friendly, so it's passing what we call link juice. It's not no following its links or in some way hiding the links. And just avoid the ones which are clearly not managed. You find some which are free-for-alls where people put links in wrong categories. They're full of links for casinos, Viagra, other drugs and that sort of thing. Avoid those. Make sure that they seem reasonably well managed directories. Social bookmarking is a bit more difficult because there aren't that many social bookmarking sites where they have links which actually pass, you know, link power. Okay.
There are absolutely hundreds.
There are loads of them, but most of them, in the same way that most blogs by default, the links from the comments of those are no followed. So, you know, if it's a route that you're naturally happy doing, if you're someone who likes, you know, that, in the same way that forums can be a really good way of getting links if they allow direct links or signature links. But you've got to have your heart in it to want to interact in these places. Whereas a directory, they're very dull doing the submissions, but you know, you can guarantee you'll get a sort of 70 or 80% success rate. And you know you can do 20 an hour or 30 an hour or however many. So it's sort of guaranteed returns. Okay?
I've got a question which is an extension of that really. I'm intrigued by what you guys do with your time. And let's say somebody's got 100 hours in a year to spend doing SEO on a website. Would you spend what, 50% of it doing directory submissions, or how would you kind of divvy the time out?
I mean, most small-ish sites, up to about 100 pages, we go in and we actually rewrite all the titles, whatever they are, but about 50% of the people who come to us have exactly the same title for every page of the site. They probably don't matter all that much, but we do rewrite the descriptions because they're very important in terms of getting the click-throughs, even though they're not an SEO factor. We rewrite quite a lot of content, so we do actually spend a lot of time on what I described as those simple things, the bits of on page, which can actually have a very big effect in the short term. And then really it depends beyond that. I mean, most of what we do, we don't spend a lot of time directly approaching other sites and asking for links, because it's normally unproductive. What we do is make sure if there are sort of trade bodies or industry bodies that they are members of or can become members of, that we'll go for those links. And then most people, it's a division between directory submission, article submission, and some forum postings. And it's probably about half of it is directory, a third is article directory submissions, and a sixth is all the other stuff. And I haven't yet told someone to have a blog on their site, and I think it'll be some time before I do, but that's just a personal thing, because I know we've got someone we took on as a client at Christmas, and it's taken them till yesterday to write 30 pages of content for their site. So what hope have you with people like that, of actually posting daily in a blog? None at all. Okay, any other questions? Yeah.
You were saying about how someone's got 100 pages,
yeah,
but on their website it's worth going into every page
yeah,
to sort out the
titles, definitely, yeah.
But what if you've got thousands?
Well, this is where we're saying normally a site with thousands of pages, it will be database driven, and there's a way of sort of boilerplating it, so you put database fields into the title so that it's generated with elements from the database.
Thousands of static pages. We got a customer model with 4,000 static pages. How would you ever write 4,000 static pages? They've got it.
You do. I mean, we've got one at the moment with 3,500 pages, which is database driven, but you do have the ability to put completely unique pages. And we will work through over a couple of years all of those, prioritising it for the areas that matter, and write unique titles for them, because it's worth it in the long run. I mean, this is a site where, you know, that's 3,500 product pages, and with the right title, that page will rank for quite a lot of, you know, long tail search terms, so it's worth doing. But it's dull, you know, or potentially quite dull. Yes?
Any multilingual sites?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever worked, because you get sites where you click the flags different countries and stuff. Would you do a keyword analysis on each of the different languages, or would you just work on in English?
No, you've got to, I mean, you've got to do it across the 3 languages, as though, or how many languages there are. There are problems, of course, in that, you know, you are so much better with separate domains for those and treating them as separate sites, even if you interlink them at the sort of little row of flags which swap you between the different ones. Yeah, we're just about to do one for a textile company, which is English, French, German and Polish. And thankfully they've got someone in-house who does the French, but it's difficult farming out the other languages to translators, because you need that interaction to do the keyword research. You actually need to sit down, understand it. Yeah.